Oh man, what is going on here? Could you imagine driving down the road and all of a sudden 15 bulls come running right at you? Get on out of here, bulls. Yo, what up all you good people out there, and welcome back to the channel. Alright, and for this episode, we're about to kick back and watch some TikToks that just might make you rethink reality. Now, fair warning, some of these TikToks might have you sitting back in your chair like, oh no, oh man, oh no, what is that?
This autumn, we are going to have 2 moons in the sky. 2 moons. This is not a joke, not April Fool's. 2 moons in the sky visible to the naked eye. What is the second moon? If you're a Star Wars fan like me, it could be this. Is it this? Asteroid, moon looking planet. I mean, Scotty, beam me up. So now is this moon the asteroid that was pulled in our gravitational pull of the planet, and so now it's going to loop around and it's not an asteroid anymore, and now it's a moon? You tell me.
I just pulled up to a house for a showing, and this house was built in like the 1920s, and as soon as I opened the door, I just got this awful feeling about it. Like, I'm gonna show you. I don't even want to go inside, but hold on and I'll show you. Absolutely not. I'm going to be hiding in the car and waiting for my clients with the doors locked.
Yeah, empty homes are always scary for realtors, especially if they're alone. There could be a squatter up in there that's real dangerous or anything. This one staircase alone would have had me running for the hills.
On the red carpet with one of the hottest female artists out here.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup? Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time?
Miss Aaliyah, how you doing, girl?
It's so good to see you.
You too. She's just looking fabulous.
He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life identity, and took his love.
I never thought about what it would feel like to lose my girl.
Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
She was our age, and it's scary because that could have been any one of us.
That's why they do it, to make you an example, to remind you what they're willing to do, to keep things the way they want them. It's intimidation. I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane, to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened, and yet they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it.
And she was an angel, and I know that now she's with God.
This looks like something I would use to charge my phone.
The NSA is selling these for $20,000. And I have a friend, MG, he goes by, who is selling them for, a couple $100 a piece. And I have a bunch of them I can show you. But this one I preloaded with something cool that you'll appreciate.
Okay.
So this is a charger that will work. I could hand this to you and say, hey, here's my charger, man, or replace yours, right? You bring this home, it could act like a charger forever, but as soon as this plugs in, inside of this tiny little plastic right here, inside of this is a Wi-Fi chip, a mini computer, and this thing emulates a keyboard and can type at 860 characters per second. So what I'll do is, because I'm sure you don't want me to plug this into your computer,
no,
right?
I don't.
So
Yeah, I'm sure he don't want you to plug that into his computer. My man is way too intelligent to ask a dumb question like that. Man, we can't even borrow chargers anymore. What in the hell?
But when you see this stuff in America, you know what's really weird? All the state capitol buildings that don't really match up. Like, why did they build something that was straight out of ancient Rome in like Iowa? You know, like in Nebraska.
2,500 people live in a town somewhere, and they build a
post office that has 700 rooms and is like an ancient castle. It's the same like with the Mormon temple where they said they went out to Utah, with horse and buggy and nobody else out there, and they supposedly built this wonder of the world castle with no rails and no dump trucks and no cranes, and it goes down 40 to 60 feet underground with more building. And even think about like the 1 year timelines. A lot of these buildings are 1 year wonders where they created this very elaborate stone building in 1 year. But then you think about some of these places that have 1 year timelines, and then they work in like Syracuse, Albany, Syracuse, New York, these crazy places like that. Explain to me how much work they're getting done in the dead of winter when the roads would have been horrible. Then you add snow on it, and then the logistics make no sense. Even think, like I said, go back to World War II. We're told that the Germans were not necessarily defeated by the Russian army. They were defeated by the Russian winter. Yeah. Because even with the high-tech German stuff, they couldn't even move the equipment during a harsh Russian winter. Mm-hmm. So that is like the highest tech stuff in the 40s. And then you're talking about these things were built with horses and buggies in the 1840s.
Now, you may not believe it, but the myth of vampires in New Orleans is deeply rooted in its history and cultural lore. One of the most famous figures in New Orleans vampire lore is the Count Saint-Germain, the infamous Count Saint-Germain. Now, why do I say that? He's known as the man who does not die and who knows everything. People have been seeing this man roaming the French Quarter since the 18th century. New Orleans has long been associated with tales of the undead, and the myth of vampires continues to captivate locals and visitors alike. Now, this could be just adding to the aura and mystery of intrigue around New Orleans, but me personally, I choose to believe it. If you have a story or a vampire sighting in New Orleans, stitch us and let us know.
If vampires are real, New Orleans would be the place that they would choose to live. With all those night partiers out there, I'm sure they blend in well. Next time you go to Mardi Gras, leave the beads at home and bring out the garlic instead.
Oh, Apple just announced that they dropping the iPhone 16. It looks like a piece of shit. It looks like the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 12, the small one. I mean, Apple, y'all done ran, ever since Steve Jobs died, y'all creativity done just went to shit. I mean, what the who's the visionary over there? Where they at? Huh? Did they all jump ship and go to Samsung? What the are y'all doing over there at Apple? I know what you're doing. You're robbing people by just putting a new number on the same old goddamn phone, talking about, it uses a bunch of AI. I don't want AI in my motherfucking shit. Listen to me all goddamn day, learning how to motherfucking make human motherfucking words and shit where I'm obsolete.
It's so true. Steve Jobs took Apple's creativity straight to the grave.
It's back. It keeps peeking in here on me. Oh my goodness gracious, what the hell? Ain't nobody in the other room. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh, my pistol's in the other room. I can't do it. What in the hell is that? Oh my gosh. It keeps... Hello? What do you need? I don't even know who you are. This house is haunted. There's something in the other room. Look at that. What is that?
How is this lady so calm about it? I'd be losing my shit. I really hope this lady doesn't just have dementia and forgot that she has a dog. If I had to put my money on it, I'd say it's a mountain lion, but I really can't tell.
I know there are billions of souls that would love to have a human body. You won the lottery. You got one.
The bodies that we select, do we choose that?
Yes.
So we have free will?
Yes. You are not demanded to have a life. It is a choice to learn from the experiences to be had on this planet in human form.
What upsets the archangels more than anything?
We don't get upset, or we don't judge. We see all things as opportunities of growth and expansion experientially. The only thing that would not upset us, but might upset you, is if there was no growth from the experiences that are challenging.
You had mentioned that there are other Earth-like planets teeming throughout the universe.
Yes. There's billions of them in your solar system.
Do the 12 archangels, under the guise of Theo, handle all these planets?
Handle, that's an interesting way of description. We would say in that description, no, we are aware of them, however.
Are there other archangels for them?
There are 24 archangelic beings.
Total?
Yes. But there are billions of angels.
Here we are at the Transcending Satanic Monument in front of the Scientology building in Detroit. Here's an aerial view of it. You can see the sacred geometry, which is meant to work as a sort of sigil to condense energy, and this is a portal.
Bro, look, I mean, to the extent of what it's even saying.
Okay.
Like even just the names, entry stones. But look right here, we can bring birth. We can bring to birth a new world.
And right here, the transporters.
Yeah.
It looks like there's souls trapped inside these rocks. Oh, my feet are burning just standing in this circle right here. You guys, this is no joke. I'm not even kidding right now. This place is dark. Are your feet burning?
Yeah, but it's like 91 degrees out.
This is a representation of hell and the souls that are being trapped by this demonic culture that we're living in, you know? Like the culture that we live in hides this symbology, hides these demonic rituals and practices and symbols all around our states and countries, and this is just dark.
I'm gonna stand in the middle with my shoes off.
I don't know if I'd do it.
Whoa.
Did y'all just see what California passed? The news today does not even feel real, but it's very real. Gonna source it because you're not even gonna believe me, and what's happening in Canada is even crazier. How? I don't know. California Senate just passed a bill giving $150,000 down payment assistance for these people. Dude, people cannot even live right now. Things are double priced since 2020. Quite literally, go to Walmart and you'll see that. Look at your insurance and you'll see it. Look at anything and you'll see that. The figures they're giving us from 3 to 7% are bullcrap. Anyways, Governor Gavin Newsom has yet to commit to sign the bill, but I'm sure he will. Talk about incentives. I mean, honestly, I don't even know why you would still live in California. There's literally a feces map. Yes, that's what all that is. By the way, the reason it's so hazy outside and way worse than ever before in recorded history is because the corn is sweating. They say it's just getting very much worse. Now to what Canada's doing, it's so bad I cannot even show you guys on this app. This is a vending machine for very bad things. And they're literally out of items. Items that are against the law, do you get it? No wonder Canada stopped letting news on social media. Head to the emergency room and pick up your kit now.
Outside the Nanaimo Hospital, and I was able to get a ventilation kit and a kit. Unfortunately, the crowds were out.
Like, what are they trying to do? Start a revolution? I could already see it now. So many people are going to have mixed feelings about this. I'm sure some people in America will be all right with it, but majority of Americans will not be too happy.
This woman is hiding from an intruder on her rooftop. Melora Rivera noticed that this man broke into her home and she realized she could not be in the home with him. She did not know his intentions. So she ran up to the rooftop and locked the door behind her. He broke through the lock and followed her onto the roof. One of the neighbors saw this and took a picture. Melora Rivera was on the phone to the police and they came there in less than 2 minutes. The man that broke into her house and followed her, named Christian Hicks, is a 29-year-old that the police deemed as mentally ill. Now, luckily, the police were able to get there in less than 2 minutes because who knows what would have happened to Melora Rivera if they didn't. They were able to get Melora Rivera down by a ladder and they were able to convince the man to also come down. They arrested and charged him with burglary. This is just one of those cases that ended up being very good in the end for everyone involved. Christian Hicks has a $50,000 bail. I believe he couldn't post it, so he's in jail now, I think. And honestly, I'm glad because I don't know if you guys can see this. He has a sick look on his face. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, or if you want me to talk about something specific that you're interested in, comment that below and I'll try to reply to it. And reminder, my videos are for entertainment or informational purposes only.
If it's nighttime, don't watch this. I'm serious. This one petrifies me down to my core. I think it is the scariest thing I've ever seen unfold on TikTok. Today we are going to be talking all about this user's strange neighbor, and we're going to be looking at the footage. Gear up. Let's go. To start off, I'm just going to show you some footage, and then we're going to talk about it.
What's she standing at the sofa? Hey. Every night this one goes on a bright, this one no one move.
So I just wanted to show you a little bit of what we're working with here. I'm going to be honest with you. I saw these videos a second ago. They've been going for a bit, but I didn't plan on covering them because I was like, that's probably a mannequin. There is a house by my parents' house where they have a mannequin outside, and they changed the mask on it, but they also changed locations, and it's horrific, but I'm pretty sure it's there to deter people from breaking in. So I assumed it was that situation. Because if I walked up to a house and saw that, even if I had the best intentions, I would turn my little booty around and go away. So I just assumed, but I kept watching the videos. I don't think it's a mannequin. I don't think it's a mannequin. But he has posted this woman several times. I think he has sprayed it with a water hose. He's, thrown stuff, poked it, hasn't moved. And that's why I thought it was probably a mannequin. There's one video, because I was scrolling around their profile yesterday. Not yesterday, it was a few days ago. But there's one video, and we're going to watch it. I do want to add in that they said this woman is only outside at night. They've never seen it during the daytime. And it's always in the same spot.
I guess it is not here.
So in conclusion, I don't think that's a mannequin. I hope at least the nightmares you have fun elements, because I know you're gonna have nightmares.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting her to be over there so fast. Now, how did she get over there so fast? If it's a ghost, why did she have to open the gate to walk through?
So some people have been asking me, how do they know they've jumped timelines? So here's a couple of signs and symptoms to show that you have shifted timelines. First of all, number one is you just know. You know in your heart that you have jumped timelines. It's just a knowing. There's no other way of explaining it. Two, you feel different. Maybe you're feeling the energy around you more. You're feeling more sensitive. Maybe you have a knowing about what's going to happen. Maybe life is just in flow and it feels freaking amazing. You might see physical differences in your new timeline. So maybe there's a tree somewhere that never used to be a tree. Maybe a house on the end of your street looks different. The fence is different. Something catches your eye and you're like, that was not there before. People are acting different around you. So maybe people who you were really close to or spoke to every day are now not really speaking to you, or you hardly hear from them. That's because you've shifted frequencies and you're maybe out of alignment with them now, maybe on a different trajectory before. So these are some of just the signs and symptoms that you might be experiencing that you've jumped timelines. Let me know of any others, comment below.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
This one actually kind of looks like you.
I don't see it.
For free? Its eyes moved. I'm serious, dude. The little figurine's eyes moved.
Why are you always messing with me?
What the?
Almost 40 years rocking the mic. You still killing it, goddamn. And I'm gonna tell you right now, me and Dub C ain't never been to a Diddy party, motherfucker. No.
Thank God.
You ain't gotta worry about us on them motherfucking tapes. Now check this shit out.
Man, I got a lot of respect for Ice Cube. My man is not afraid to speak what's on his mind. Just another reason why Ice Cube has always been one of my favorite artists.
So the P. Diddy case just got even more insane. For those who don't know, Kim Porter, which is P. Diddy's wife who died tragically and suspiciously, was keeping tabs on Diddy the entire time, and everything that she wrote about what had happened and what she witnessed has been turned into a book that they've released now since all these allegations have come out, and it's absolutely insane. In this book, she talks about all the threesomes that they were have, or like really that she was almost forced to have, with Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, as well as many others, also including Jennifer Lopez. She also talks about the freak-offs that Diddy would host, which obviously I can't discuss what went on in here, but our boy Kevin Hart has come under fire because videos have surfaced of him actually attending these very, very suspicious parties, very Jeffrey Epstein-esque parties, if you know what I mean. Even more heartbreaking, she also talks about all the instances that Diddy would beat her and beat her and beat her. And she even recalls one such instance where she tried to leave Diddy and Diddy showed up at her house with a gun, pointed it at her face, and then threatened to kill her, which is just insane. Something even more insane is back in 2010, she talked about an instance where George Hickenlooper, who was a producer who was working on a film with her at the time, had sent flowers to her trailer, and P. Diddy stopped by and saw the flowers and asked where they were from. And then when he found out, he wasn't happy. And actually, George Hickenlooper died a week later after sending those flowers from pneumonia, which, as you all probably know, P. Diddy's wife, Kim Porter, herself died of pneumonia. Even going on to talk about the relationship between Tupac and Diddy, claiming that Diddy was upset with Tupac because Tupac didn't want to be a part of all these threesomes and these freak-offs, and he really wanted Tupac to do it, and he wouldn't do it. So apparently that's why they had their falling out.
You mentioned the Illuminati tried recruiting you. What exactly happened there?
It was like Bella Thorne's party, and like didn't feel right. And then there was a bunch of rules you had to do to get in the party, like no phone, sign a contract. But then they wanted to prick your blood for you to get in.
So do you believe certain people in Hollywood are kind of selling their souls almost?
I would say people work with the devil for sure, whether they know it or not. Not everybody knows it, but when you use the word like sell your soul, that sounds like you can't never get it back. It's never too late to repent and get back right with God.
Dad, look at Carly.
Get up here, Carly! What the hell was that? The hell was that? Get up here, Carly!
Dad's reaction was way too slow. It's like he wanted Carly to get snatched up. I would have sprinted right over to my kid. Screw that.
Ain't no way everyone here is a real person. Life is a simulation and a legitimate professor has proved it. James Gates, a theoretical physicist at MIT with 2 bachelor degrees and a PhD, found literal computer code embedded in the most fundamental building blocks of reality called strings. Now, string theory is a tough one, but I'm gonna break it down for you in a way that an 11-year-old would understand. So if you don't get this, hey, go back to grade 5, bruh. Alright, so we got my boy Einstein's theory of general relativity, which is basically just a theory of everything big. Planets, gravity, the universe, all the way back to the Big Bang. Then we got the new kid in town, quantum physics. This is the theory of everything small, like particles, atoms, and molecules, where the general laws of physics like gravity don't apply anymore. The same is true the other way around. Quantum laws don't apply to regular-sized physics. So we got general relativity, everything big, and quantum physics, everything small. Like, yo, dig. But both of these realms have the same parent, the Big Bang, at which point everything that is now big used to be small. If the small can become big, then quantum and general relativity need some sort of theory that can unify them. That is string theory. What happens to the big when it's small? What happens when you zoom into an atom? You see protons and neutrons in the center with electrons all around it. Now, what about inside a neutron? Even smaller particles called quarks. So how deep does the scale go? Conventional science will tell you there's nothing inside these quarks. But string theory suggests there's a tiny filament or a string of pure energy that exists inside of them. And just like the string of a guitar vibrates and creates different sound based on its shape and tension, the strings in string theory vibrate. But instead of sound, they produce matter in the form of particles. This completely changes the way you look at the world. Every particle in the universe is just a string vibrating at a different frequency, and every vibrational pattern has its own associated particle. So if you break anything down far enough, we're all just energy vibrating at differing wavelengths to form matter. Although it's still just a theory, this would link general relativity to the quantum realm and form what is known as the theory of everything. Okay, yeah, cool. Now where is this computer code found? When Dr. James Gates took a look at a set of equations derived from string theory, he found binary code. Error-correcting code used for compressing data on a computer. A sequence of ones and zeros, the same code that is used by popular search engines, which, according to him, who has a PhD in theoretical physics from MIT, doesn't just resemble computer code, it literally is computer code, meaning if we break matter and energy down far enough, we eventually find compressing computer code etched into the very fabric of reality. So who wrote this code? Are we living in, dare I say, a simulation?
On June 4th of 2024, a video was taken inside a public restroom where something pretty creepy took place. The man who recorded this is known as Axel Loza, and based on his voice alone, you can tell that he's deeply troubled by something. Axel states that no one else is in the restroom except him. Now this is odd, considering that he just heard noises coming from one of the stalls, but each one is empty. So, as an attempt to get this on camera, he begins to record and captures this.
Te quiero que vean, estoy ahorita en el baño de la universidad. Pero el pedo ahorita es que acabo de terminar de hacer el baño y pues estaba todo normal. Pero ahorita están ruidos raros y se está tocando la puerta, pero quiero que vean que pues no hay nada. Vean, ahí está mi reflejo, pero vean de este lado, pues aquí no hay nada, vean. Acá tampoco, vean. Aquí tampoco hay nada. Aquí pues tampoco, vean. Y acá el lugar es bastante pequeño y está mi reflejo. Pero a ver, uy. ¿Escucharon? ¿Escucharon? No hay nada.
As if it wasn't already startling to hear the banging noises, we see this, a face suddenly appearing in a stall that was clearly empty. It happens quickly, but not so fast that we miss it. Only do we realize what was seen until after it happens, or at least that's what happened with Axel. It was only after reviewing the footage that he noticed the face. Just like viewers, he was left terrified by what was caught behind the door. Like something out of a nightmare, a pale face with wide open eyes just disappears without a trace. Now Axel hasn't said much or given updates on this occurrence, but with or without further context, the video itself is still pretty terrifying.
Honestly, that dirty old bathroom might be the scariest part. Looks like the bathroom from Silent Hill.
When I was a kid, my family and I lived in a house in Texas. It was a 2-story house and my parents were putting my little sister to sleep in her crib. Then they went on downstairs and I continued to play with my toys at the top of the staircase. For some random reason, I decided to look at the bottom of the staircase and I saw my sister crawling around on the ground. So I thought to myself, I wonder how she got down there. Then I remembered, parents had just put her in the crib about 5 minutes ago. So while I stare at her, I realize that she's a little pale and she has huge black eyes, but otherwise she looks just like my sister. So naturally, I start screaming and my parents come running. I'm hysterical and my parents are asking me what's wrong. I point and I say, look, there's Sneha, she's at the bottom of the staircase. She was gone. Around my 18th birthday, my family and I took a trip to India. We were visiting my grandma and one night she decided to oil and braid my hair and my sister's hair. So as my grandma was braiding my sister's hair, she looked over at my mom and she said, Ritu, Sneha's twin would have been a girl. I look at my mom and I say, what twin? And my mom looks at me and says, Swasti, I never told you this, but I miscarried Sneha's twin.
Have you met Diddy?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What was that look? What happened?
They partied.
Explain.
He's a cool friend of mine.
He's
one of my best friends. I love him. There's nothing else to say about Diddy. Everybody knows I love Diddy, man.
Oh, you ain't gonna say it. Diddy's like, you better not talk about my...
No, it's not even that.
You better not.
It's not
Have you
even
been
that.
threatened?
It ain't even got nothing to do with that. Everybody know I got respect for Diddy. I love Diddy. Everybody try to come at Diddy. Why am I make it harder for my mans? Yo, I love my mans.
But when I interviewed Aubrey O'Day, she told me that basically like Diddy's team was offering her money not to do the interview.
No.
Have you had those conversations?
No.
Like, hey, don't mention me on No Jumper and I'll give you...
No.
No?
Hell no.
Give you some pussy.
You know I tell you. You know I will tell you.
I don't know that.
Yeah, this man was paid not to tell, that's for sure. Man, if people think that Vince McMahon was bad with paying off people hush money, could you imagine P. Diddy?
This is the sick truth behind the brand Balenciaga. Let's start with their disgusting ad campaign, and no, I'm not worried about the devil drawing on the top right. What I am worried about is the caution tape on the bottom left that misspells Balenciaga B-A-A-L. If we search up B-A-A-L, we get King Baal, who in the Bible, if you sacrificed your firstborn child to him, you would get riches in return, as stated in Jeremiah 19:5. Kim Kardashian wore this tape as an outfit, and it looks like she's no stranger to King Baal.
She goes Balenciaga. Balenciaga. I'm a baller.
This is Lada Volkova, who is the chief stylist of Balenciaga, and it looks like she's into some really sick things.
Estoy paseando acá por Venecia y miren lo que encuentro. Símbolo Illuminati, ¿qué es esto? ¿Qué onda con eso? Y no hay nadie. No hay nadie sacando fotos. ¿Qué onda con estos Illuminati en Venecia, Mira esto. Es el ojo que todo lo ve. Acá. En Venecia, descaradamente, los Illuminati.
Anybody out there knows Spanish? Let me know in the comment section what this dude's saying.
Apparently there is a video that is going to play when the world ends, and the video was created by this guy. He was a billionaire who's the founder of CNN. He created this video in, I think, the 90s, like 1990s, and he made it for that purpose. If like the world ends, this is what we're gonna broadcast. And he said we're going to play pretty much the song that's like the national anthem, and it's a video of this band, and they're playing it like in front of the White House, it looks like. After that, they just said we're just gonna sign off, and then that would be the final video pretty much of human beings.
It's so random.
The video still exists, but the funny thing that I thought that I seen a bunch of people were saying,
has anyone ever like
seen
the video?
Yeah, I can show you the video. It's pretty interesting, bro. It's just, it kind of looks creepy a little bit because it's like a grainy video, and
yeah, because
it's the idea of, if this was the last video I'm seeing as the world is crumbling around me,
that's crazy.
This is crazy. Yeah, but I'll show you, bro. It's literally on YouTube. Like, somebody posted it on YouTube.
Oh wow.
There were people that were saying, honestly, and this is what I thought was hella funny, they're like, if the world ends in, like, let's say the next like 10 years, 15 years, he's like, who's gonna want to see a grainy video?
Yeah. Hey, update that?
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. Like, can we get an updated video on the end of the world? And then can we even throw like,
we get like Sexy Red up there, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, these dudes must have really lost it. Would they really want Sexy Red to be the last artist they hear before going out? Yeah, I don't know about Sexy Red. Maybe more like Sublime or Revolution. But what about you guys out there? What artists would you listen to during the end of the world?
That I booked on Airbnb. If you go in the closet, they have these books all in here, but they have a couple DVDs down here, and there's only 4 of them here, okay? So here's the DVDs. Ronin, Sahara, and Hardball. This last one's some old movie, okay? So let me prove that we are in a matrix here. So these movies here are from like the year 2000. They're all old ones. They're not even that popular, right? So I go on my Netflix. Well, it's not my Netflix. It's the person who owns this cottage. Go to the trending page, okay? So if I scroll over on trending page, watch what happens. There's the movie Hardball, which they have, okay? Number 1. Let's keep going. Oh, look. Sahara. That's the other movie that's down there, right? Now let's keep going. See if there's anything else on here. Oh, Ronin, which this is a different Ronin movie, but it's the same spelling as this one here. Ronin, Hardball, Sahara. Okay, so what's going on here? So literally 4 DVDs. What's the chances that they're all on the trending page? The trending page only has like 30 movies on here. Most of these are old. This movie is from 2013. Sahara is from 2005, which is even older. And the movie Hardball, I believe, is 2001, which is even older. Let's see. Hardball, 2001. So what's the chances those 3 movies just happen to be on the trending page of all things? Are we in the Matrix? Does this prove it? Figure out why the universe wants me to look into these 3 movies. I've never seen any of them. So when you look at the back of them, it gets interesting. This one is about a new world order and goes further in detail. Just one connect there. And then this movie here is about the ultimate treasure hunt. You know, I think they end up finding treasure and they end up investigating and finding all that good stuff. And then Hardball, this movie's about a guy who runs like a baseball team and he does sports betting. So I think it's very interesting that this movie's about sports betting, this one's about finding treasure, and this one is about New World Order, mercenaries, whatever. And you combined all three of them, it's kind of like gematria, finding treasure, sports gematria, betting, you know, exposing New World Order. Is this why I'm showing these 3 DVDs here? Also, another side fact is my mother-in-law thinks I look like Matthew McConaughey, so I thought that was kind of funny. He happens to be on that case. He happens to be in the movie The Matrix, which is another connects.
Really hate to say it, but that's going to be a wrap for this one. Really hope you guys enjoyed this content. As always, before you roll out, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. All right, my good people, take care out there, and I'll see you all in the next episode.